In this installment, we're going to be going over Week 8 Waiver Wire. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to bring you the winning ingredients for your Week 8 Waiver Wire for your fantasy football leagues, guys. Before I deep dive into this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessengerSD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about the Patreon if you want more DFS, betting, and fantasy football advice. All those links will be provided down below. The first and main priority that we're going to have for this Week 8 in Waiver Wire, which is just got very, very juicy in a little bit amount of time. All right, things were looking a little bit gloomy, but we have trades, we have people getting benched, and the first guy we're going to talk about is James Robinson, newly acquired James Robinson. As you can see, he has a Jacksonville Jaguars jersey on, but he has been traded to the New York Jets. All right, so Joe Douglas comes through yet again for the New York Jets, putting together a great draft class, and now with this team that is currently 5-2, they lose what could have been the rookie of the year in Breece Hall, but he instills confidence in his team and say, hey guys, we still have a shot. I believe in you. And they replace Breece Hall with James Robinson. Of course, this is not Breece Hall, but James Robinson is a solid veteran now, and coming off his Achilles injury, has looked pretty good this season so far. And we already know the upside of James Robinson. If we looked at 2020, over 1,000 yards. He chipped in with 49 receptions for 344 yards and 10 total touchdowns. He also came through for us in 2021. 767 yards rushing, 4.7 yards a carry, 31 receptions, 222 yards receiving, and 8 touchdowns. 2022, he has looked pretty well, but he did get benched in the previous game before ETN. Obviously, they're trying to get ETN as the number one running back. This is the reason why he did not play in the previous game against the New York Giants, but this makes him available now, and there is a need, obviously, on this team, and we get James Robinson for a very cheap price. James Robinson is traded for a 6th-round pick, which can be and turn into a 5th-round pick. So, great move by the Jets. And you guys need to get James Robinson. He is going to be the lead back in an offense. This is the San Francisco 49ers offense, as you can see, that's going to utilize the running back position. James Robinson has the ability to catch the ball, and he has great vision as well, all right? So it's not super explosive where like Breece Hall has, next level speed, but James Robinson is definitely a great fill. And if you believe in this team to put further into the playoff picture here, James Robinson is a great guy to get, and he's going to be a awesome pick to trade for and to pick up on waiver wires. I can imagine a lot of teams got rid of him after not playing at all last week, and things started to trend down in previous weeks because they were trying to get Travis Etienne more acclimated into this offense. So James Robinson is going to be a definite get for Week 8 waiver wire. Number 2, Sam Ehlinger. This is for 2 QB leagues, super flex leagues. Sam Ehlinger is an absolute must get. They have benched Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan has looked absolutely horrible this year, and Sam Ehlinger comes in, and people did not see this coming. I didn't see it coming, but this kid has potential. If you look back to the preseason, this is the reason why teams were inquiring about Sam Ehlinger. This man from Texas is looking phenomenal. He has upside passing, and he has upside rushing the football as well, all right? In this particular game against the Lions, he did have a rush for two yards in this one. But the thing I liked against this defense, 9 of 11, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, passes, all right? So Sam Ehlinger looking good in preseason week 1. In preseason week 2, it wasn't a fluke. He came back yet again. 10 of 11, super efficient, 88 yards, 2 TDs in limited time. He definitely put a big amount of points in limited amount of snaps against the Buffalo Bills backups, got 2 touchdowns, and he also chipped in for 4 rushes for 24 yards. All right. And in his 3rd game, he rushed for a touchdown for 45 yards. So there's big upside here. This You do not want to just let this go by like, oh, Sam Ellinger, we don't know. This one, he can be something. And in his first start going up against the Washington Commanders defense, this is a great opportunity to get you a flex quarterback here, super flex quarterback here that has upside, all right? He has weapons. He already has a running back. He has a great line. Everything is there for him. Sam Ellinger just has to perform, and he has a lot of upside. All right, so I definitely like him for week 8 waiver wire. Number 3 on our list for our waiver wire priority will be Marquise Goodwin. This one, we have to be a little bit more proactive on this. We're waiting on news about DK Metcalf, all right? If DK Metcalf, his ankle sprain is a higher grade and he misses this week for week 8, then Marquise Goodwin will become the number 2 wide receiver in this offense. If we're looking at the Seattle game from last week, when DK Metcalf left, Marquise Goodwin came in and immediately became the number 2 wide receiver, 4 receptions, 67 yards, and 2 touchdowns. All right, he's going to be behind Tyler Lockett, but at the rate that Seattle is throwing the ball and their offense, how efficient it is with Geno Smith and Kenneth Walker, things are only going to open up for the wide receiver position for Marquise Goodwin and for Tyler Lockett. So getting a cheap wide receiver here who's going to be super unknown, definitely he's going to be available in majority of your lineups. Pretty much a majority of your fantasy football leagues, Marquise Goodwin is eligible. He is a great play as long as DK Metcalf is out. So definitely grab him, hold him there, and see if DK Metcalf is going to be able to practice this week. If he isn't and he's out, then you got yourselves a gem for week 8, especially during this bye season right now. There's a lot of guys that are going to be in and out. You're going to need to utilize a secure flex play. Marquise Goodwin can be an option for you this week. All right. Next on the list for waiver wire will be Gus Bus Edwards. All right. He is finally back and healthy, and we already know the production that he's provided for the Baltimore Ravens in previous seasons. He's been super efficient in 2018 and 2019 and 2020. All of those years of well over 5 yards a carry. Very efficient, very powerful, speedy runner that they have right here. And Gus Bus is now the number 1 running back on this team. If we're looking at what he did in his first game back, we saw he was going to be, settled into the offense just a little bit like J.K. Dobbins. But J.K. Dobbins' torn ACL came with other ligament damage, all right? It was not a clean ACL tear. So for Edwards, it was just a plain ACL tear. They did not limit him. They immediately thrusted him into the offense. He got 16 carries for 66 yards and 2 touchdowns. So we saw efficiency there. He even got a receiving target, which is a much of a surprise from that department as well. We have Justice Hill as a backup who fumbled the ball. So there's a lot of question marks around that running back field, but it was great to see an emergence from Gus Edwards, and he's going to provide stability for the next 5 to 6 to 7 weeks as long as J.K. Dobbins is out. All right, so I'm not really concerned about J.K. Dobbins. You ride the hot hand that is right now, and they already have a good history with Gus Edwards. We know what he can do. He's a very efficient runner, and I love him as a Week 8 priority pickup this week. And we're talking about a team that rushes the ball at a very high clip. Top 10 in the league, as you can see. Rushing play percentage. They are number 6 in the league. So you want a running back in this offense. And you got yourselves Gus Edwards. Definitely someone you can go trade for, and definitely someone you can pick up. He's still available in the leagues. A lot of people did not believe that he would come back and really hit this hard. All right. So he's going to be, if you're fat budget, go put 20, 30%. It depends how much you have in your fab, but I would definitely go around that 35 to 50% range of fab to secure yourselves a solid running back for the next stretch run that's going to lead into the playoffs. All right. Next guy we're going to go to, last but not least, we got to touch on the tight ends. And this one, a lot of people didn't believe. Maybe it was a fluke from the touchdown that we saw in the previous week, but Greg Dulcich is someone you need to grab in a year of tight ends that has been absolutely horrible. We're talking about Kyle Pitts has been bad. It's only been pretty much Mark Andrews, Kelsey, and David Njoku. And that's pretty much it. The tight end class has been absolutely horrible this year, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, and Greg Dulcich is that light. Nathaniel Hackett loves Greg Dulcich. If you could look up the videos. I already seen it. He absolutely is infatuated with Greg Dulcich. And as soon as he got acclimated and got healthy, he turned around and got major snaps. All right. Who they traded for in that Albert Akui-Bunum and that trade for Russell Wilson, they don't even care about Alberto. He was a clean and active, as you can see, since Greg Dulcich came back. Albert Akui-Bunum is a no one. Okay, 0% snaps, and he was an inactive in week 7. So there is no more Albert Akui-Bunum. The number one tight end in this team is Greg Dulcich. We saw 71% snap share here in week 6. Then we saw 59% snap share here. He had 47 snaps last week. And with that production all that time, he has put up solid numbers here. In week 1, his first game back against the Chargers, 3 targets, 2 receptions, 44 yards, and a touchdown. He has big ability. We already seen it in tape for UCLA, all right? This is a guy from that Chip Kelly offense, and he's coming over, and this is why Nathaniel Hackett loves Greg Dulcich. He's very close friends with Chip Kelly, and he brought over his pupil here at the tight end position. And then what we saw against the New York Jets, 6 receptions, 9 targets, 51 yards. Russell Wilson needs a boost in this offense when he comes back. And even if they're still starting Brett Rippon last week, we like the connection that they have. He had 9 targets against the Jets, and now he's coming in to his week 8 performance. He can emerge as a top 5 tight end for the rest of the year. All right, that's how bad the tight end position has been this year. This man has missed the majority of the season. The first 5 weeks, he has come back and he is hitting the road running. So this can be a major breakout tight end right here in week 8. So go grab Greg Dulcich. All right. So those are going to be the guys we're going to look at for week 8 waiver wire. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MessNHSD, and I'll be back with another video very soon. All right. Peace out, guys.